Hi everyone, I'm Marv Reynolds, founder of Researcher Barcode Training Academy, and I wanted to spend a little bit of time in this video today just telling you a little bit about myself. Now you have to understand this is the difficult part of what I do because I'm not always comfortable talking about myself, but I thought it might be helpful for you to know just a couple of things. How we came up with this process, why we're doing it, and why we feel so committed and passionate about the process. You see, 27 years ago, I had a desire to get into the financial services business because I saw so many people struggling financially, and I thought, there's got to be a better way to do things. So I went through all of the training, got the certifications and so forth, and have been preaching how to get your financial life in order for years. And I just kept running into the same kind of roadblocks as I went along because some things just weren't working. And I discovered that, you know, if you remove honesty from the equation, all the things we taught don't work. And if you have bad public policy in place, things that choke business and stuff like that, the plans don't work. If you spend more than you have, if you don't understand financial principles, it doesn't work. And so I've dedicated myself to understanding what are the principles, what are the things that I can hang my hat on, and at the end of the day, know I will receive a positive consequence. So, but just prior to all of that coming together, I want you to know something that happened to me that really heightened my motivation to bring this kind of service to people like you. You see, because for years we're trained in the financial services industry to focus where we're most productive. And that obviously is where we can make the most money. And so we spend most of our time and attention working with people who have money, not people who want to have money. So we get our paychecks by helping people manage their retirement accounts and so forth. And so most of our attention is spent there. And as a result, I think we've done a terrible disservice to Middle America. Those people who are working hard every day and trying to get ahead, but don't have access to the best planners and the best information and so forth. And unfortunately, the good planners can't afford to spend their time there because it's just not productive for them. So as I kind of grappled with this situation, I thought there's got to be a better way. And then something unique happened to me to cause me to change my focus. Because I was one of those financial advisors. I was experiencing a very comfortable lifestyle, living well. My wife and I built a lovely home next to a ski area, and I was working 2, sometimes 3 days a week, and feeling like life was pretty good. And in fact, I was measuring so much of what I was by external factors. Things like how much money I could make, what kind of a reputation I had with people, and how I was able to carry myself physically. You know, when I was a young boy, athletics were very important to me, and so maintaining a good physique and good conditioning has always been very important. Well, one day, it seemed like it all happened in one day, but in a series of just a few weeks, everything came tumbling down. You see, one of the companies that I represented and had personal investments as well as investments of clients in, turns out they weren't being honest. And a lot of people lost a lot of money. And that changed everything financially for me because I went from being in a very comfortable position to saying, whoa, I'm going to have to start over. Next thing that happened is one of those people actually decided that they should get an attorney and come after me for damages. Well, it didn't work out so well for them, but it was very painful me in the process. Number one, to even have this person that I'd worked so hard for question my integrity. And number two, just to have to spend the time and the money to defend myself. And I learned some important lessons in that process as well about risk and who really should be taking risk and who really shouldn't. But the other thing that happened, within 3 weeks of getting those 2 bad news notices, I was having a recreation day with my family where we were sleigh riding down the hill in front of our home, and I decided to see how fast I could go over a drop off and see how far I could fly. And I did really well, except for the landing part. And unfortunately, when I landed, I actually broke my back, and I found myself in a tremendous amount of pain. Ended up having to go through therapy, surgery, body cast, all of the different things, and a very long, slow, painful recovery. And even today, I have reminders that things aren't quite what they used to be. Well, all of these things caused me to question everything about who I was, what I was working for, and what kind of results I wanted to generate in life. And as I thought about those and the principles that I'd been studying, I realized there could be a different way. Then one at a time, different concepts started to come together, and my business partner and I decided, let's do it differently. Let's branch out completely, and let's take this business to the people who can do something about it, the people who really need it. Let's make it affordable, let's make it simple, let's package it so that they can have the benefit of our experience. And so in the process of that, we came up with a little concept we call triboluminescence. If you've ever heard of the word, it's an awesome concept. It means light being generated by friction. And we thought of that as really what goes on every day in life. Every day we have this opposition or friction that we face, and our job is to turn that into a light-generating experience, something that makes us smarter, more experienced, better, happier, friendlier, whatever. We're supposed to take these trials and do something good with them, but it doesn't always work that way. We found that there are things that we have to do to ourselves to make us made out of the right kind of stuff. A little silly but quick example of what I'm talking about. If you've ever heard of the concept of sparking, you know, where you take a wintergreen mitt into a dark closet and you bite down on it and it shoots a little electrical storm out of your mouth. Well, that's the concept. You see, life once in a while grabs you, drags you into a dark place and starts to give you this crushing, grinding experience. I call it the bite down. Well, when that happens, one of two things are going to be the result. You're either going to remain in darkness or you're going to learn to generate light. And the difference is being made out of the right stuff. You see, not all mints generate that activity, only wintergreen. So we have to be made out of wintergreen so that every time we go through that crushing, grinding experience, we can generate light. So all of these ideas started coming. So how can we do that? And then we came across this concept of resetting your barcode. In other words, that's what you do to get ready for triboluminescence. So anyway, that's just a little bit about me. When I went through that experience, you have to understand, that was a very, very dark time. Some people don't survive those experiences. And I'm not suggesting it was easy, nor am I suggesting that the trials you face are easy to overcome. But what I am suggesting, with the right preparation, you can. Okay, I'm back. I apologize for the emotional display, but you just have to know, I believe very strongly in these concepts, these strategies, these tools that we've prepared. Our commitment is to you. We want you to be in a position where when you experience the tough times in life, you can take them on, head on, and overcome. So we've prepared the tools financially and personally so you can have that kind of an experience. And just know we're committed. Thanks for watching. And remember, when you reset your barcode, you reset your life.